Hey, good luck. You want to sit there and see what we have cooking today in my kitchen? Well, grab a hold of that vine, swing right on to my kitchen, and let's get cooking. Good looking. Hey there, good looking. Are you ready to get started on this dish? Because we're using a new toy that my husband bought for me for Valentine's Day. I want to sit there and first have a big shout out. Who loves you, baby? You know I do, and thank you so much for this. I've been looking forward to owning one of these, and now I finally do. And one of the very first recipes I'm going to be bringing you all along using our new toy. We're going to make pot roast sloppy joes. That's right. We're going to make sloppy joes taste just like a pot roast. So, let's go ahead and let's get started. We're going to sit there and need to see the star ingredients. We have some pepper, some salt, some thyme. We have dried minced garlic. We have the Worcestershire sauce, or what some of you might go, what's this here sauce? We have some beef bouillon. I also have some French onion soup mix. We have ground hamburger. In this bowl, we have some carrots, some onion, we have white button mushrooms, and we also have portobello mushrooms. So, them are the star ingredients, and let's get cooking. Good looking. Okay, I went ahead and I pre-sterilized my jars, so I'm going to take them out of the Instapot Max and put them onto the towel. My jars have all been sanitized. Now it's ready for me to open up and take my jars out. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to use our nifty little silicone mitts that they gave to us. So I can easily grab my canning jars and place the sterilized jars onto my towel. One more. Okay. Now that I have sterilized jars, I want to sit there and show you a nifty little gadget. Maybe you want it introduced to your canning season. Now, usually people will sit there and keep a fingernail polish remover in one of these. This goes down, and what I have inside here is vinegar. I simply just sit there and take a paper toweling or whatever I'm going to be using to wipe my rims of my jars. I just go over this and give it a few pumps up and down. The vinegar goes onto my paper toweling or my clean washcloth, whatever I happen to be using that day. So, I just had to share that with y'all. But I added this to my canning arsenal. So now, let's get on to making those pot roast sloppy joes. Now, I'm going to use my Instapot, and we're going to sit there and saute up. I have white white button mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, the onion, and the carrots. Now I'm going to grab my oil and put down at least 2 tablespoons of oil down on the inside of my Instapot. So I'm going to turn the saute button on. We're going to grab at least 2 tablespoons of oil. So here's my oil. We're just going to put down roughly about 2 tablespoons. Go ahead, put all that goodness inside of the Instapot. And we're just going to get these sauteed up. And folks, anytime you're sauteing mushrooms up and stuff, do not add any salt. They won't saute up right. Give them the seasonings after you sauteed it all up. So I'll be back when we're all done sauteing up the portobellos, the button mushrooms, the carrots, and the onions.
Sorry.
That ain't no problem, babe. Alright, I want to give a shout out to Bev. She's the one who told me about the 4-jar canning lids. I went ahead, I ordered 100 of the regular, and I went ahead and I ordered 100 of the wide mouth. So I should be set for a little bit of the seasoning. I'll probably be having to come back and buy more lids. But for now, there's no lid shortage in my kitchen. The old man and the dog are having a great time playing with each other. So if you hear a ruckus in the background, it's just them two being real happy playing with each other. So I'm going to continue sauteing up the mushrooms, carrot, and onion. Okay. Let's add all that ground beef. Break it all up with our little meat chopper. And remember, we're just putting a sear on it and giving it some color. We're just hard cooking it. So I'll be back when I'm all done. Just searing it and hard cooking it a tad bit. Okay, as you see, we sauteed up and partially cooked the ground beef. Now it's time to add those seasonings. And by the way, I didn't give you the amount of mushrooms. 1 cup of the chopped up white button mushrooms and 1 cup of the portobello mushrooms all diced up. We had 2 carrots and 1 onion that we also diced up. We have 1.5 pounds of the ground beef. And now we're going to sit there and add 1 clove of minced garlic. While I'm using my dried minced garlic. So let's go ahead and add that. So here's our minced garlic. Half a teaspoon of our thyme. Half a teaspoon of the kosher salt. 1/4 teaspoon of the black pepper. a few mad dashes of our Worcestershire sauce, or you may all call it, what's this heel sauce? So give it a few mad dashes. And then I add like 3 teaspoons of the French onion soup mix. I'm just gonna quick put away all the mixings that we needed for the pot roast sloppy joes away, and we're gonna then start loading our jars up. Okay, let's add this glorious pot roast sloppy joes right into our jars. Let me get my debubbler. Kinda give it a little poke. Now, folks, when you open up the jars of this, and if there's any sauce inside of the pot roast sloppy joes, go ahead and thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch of a slurry. I'm going to finish filling up the rest of these jars, and we'll come right back to the next step. As you see, this gave me 3 pints of pot roast sloppy joes. So I have 3 well-deserved meals. And when you serve these up, thicken up the sauce, like I said, with a little bit of a cornstarch slurry. Serve it on a bun with a slice of provolone cheese. Oh my goodness, it's one heck of a good thing. Now I'm giving a 1-inch headspace. And now I'm just going to remove my canning funnel and the debubbler. I'm going to go grab the my Instapot Max, and bring it back over. But before I do that, I'm going to pop open my nice little gadget that I have vinegar in. Give it a few good squirts. And now we're just going to clean up the rim of our canning jars, just in case there may be some beef grease that might have got on. And one more to go. Let's grab our canning lids and canning rings. So, oops, I'm sorry. I am so notorious for bumping the camera. I do not mean to do that. No matter how hard I try, it just seems like the harder I try, the more I end up bumping it. Now, just finger tighten the rings on. You don't want to crank them on. You just want them finger tightened. And now, I'll be back with the Instapat. I don't know why I can't sit there and say it. The Instapot Max. But I gotta show you up close. Look at that goodness in that jar. Oh my God. Wait till you taste it. You're gonna really be proud that you did make this recipe for your family. Like I said, that one recipe gave me 3 pints of goodness. So I have 3 more meals on my pantry shelf than I had before. Okay, I have the Fahrenheit uh, uh, marked off on here. I have my altitude already tuned in, and now I come down here. I push the canning button. We're going to need to increase the time to 75 minutes, which would be setting this number into the 15. Okay, that would give me 75 minutes. Now, I'm going to go ahead, place my jars right into my Instapot Max here. I'm going to take the cover, and we're going to close it all off. Come down here. All right, I already sat there and pushed the canning. Push start. And it's... hold on. Now, we're going to keep a close eye on the temperature because the kill zone for botulism and all that is between 240 degrees to 250 degrees. That's what sold me on this Instapot. All the other ones didn't do that. And by the way, I'm going to leave a link to, I believe her name is Rose Red Homestead. She did an excellent review, and she did it with a canning logger that she put down inside the jar, and it kept track of the temperature on the inside of the jar, and then she plugged it all into her computer, and this little base after she retrieved the canning logger. And you gotta watch her video. She did such an amazing job, and she put so much hard work into it. In fact, she dedicated 3 weeks of her hard time in testing out the Instapot Max. And I was rather surprised at her results. That's what sold me on the Instapot Max canner. I'm sorry, I had to quick clear some space on my phone here because I ran out of memory. But as you see down here, it's at 240. It's right where you want it to be, but you want it also to be at, I like having it closer to 250 just for my sanity's sake. So, it already sounded off with this few of the spurts of steam coming out. And like I said, I'm sorry I didn't capture that because I had to clear up some memory on my phone. Right now, it's building up enough pressure on the inside before it starts to count down in the 75 minutes. When it does that, this on will switch you over to the 1 hour and 15 minutes and do the countdown from there. Every time I turn my back on it. Alright, now you switch from on, and now it's starting the timing process for the canning. So this is going to count down, and we'll see you when it's all said and done. Do you hear that in the background? That's going to happen throughout the canning process. But I wanted you to sit there and hear that. And there you get to see it. Now, see the temperature? That's in the kill zone. That way, I know all my things inside my jars, inside the Instamax Pro, is safe for my family. Anywhere's from 240 all the way up to 250, you know, is the right range that you want to be at to kill off any botulism spores. And here we are going in a natural release. We're 7 minutes in. Let's go ahead and open up our Instapot Max. Let me grab my jar lifter. Ooh, look at that. And there we go. So, if you liked what you saw here today, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the YouTube family here. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go up, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you'll always be notified every time I do put out a new video. And as always, here's to happy canning, but better yet, happy eatings. Y'all come back now. You hear? Okay, I'm going to sit there and open up one of them jars of the pot roast sloppy joes. So I went ahead, I grabbed a bun. We're going to put some, now either use provolone cheese or you can use some mozzarella. Well, I'm using what I have on hand. So put down some good mozzarella down. Now I'm going to grab a ladle and we're going to grab some of the, and I already went ahead and I thickened up the pot roast sloppy joes. We're going to, let me get up here and, ooh, look at that. Let's put some more cheese down. Because we have cheese on the bottom. Let's get some cheese up on top. And there you go. There's your pot roast Sloppy Joe dinner. Now put the top on. And bon appetit. Sit there and give this a good taste test. Oh my goodness, is that good? That is really tasty. So I'm going to call the big kahuna in so he can have a taste test and let you hear what he thinks of it.
It's really good, Mom.
And there you go. You heard it from him.